What's going on, guys? And today, Caris LeVert looks like he could be acquired for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So before we start today's video, I want to hear your thoughts down below if you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. Sorry if my eye looked disheveled. I do need to get ready. KU plays in a few hours. But either way, I want to hear your thoughts down below. Caris LeVert, let's talk about this man and how the Cavaliers can get him. I want to hear your thoughts. What are your trade proposals? Let me hear them down below in the comment section. How would you get Caris LeVert to Cleveland? Like and subscribe for more daily NBA content, and let's get right into it. Throwing up on the screen right now, shout out to Twitter. I love when people on Twitter actually do realistic trades and you can see the feedback from everyone, and this one is here. Caris LeVert for Ricky Rubio, who is out for the season and has an expiring contract, so basically if the Pacers get him, they would get the $8.9 million, I guess it would be a hardship exception, and then one first-round pick and a second-round pick in this upcoming draft. Now, we know that Ricky just tore everything in his knee, and they're not trading him unless he's just added to make it work. So somebody put here that either Okoro or Colin Sexton would have to be there. And you're like, Colin Sexton's out for the season, and yes, but he'll be back on basically a one-year rental. I could see Colin Sexton being added to this deal. Why? Because the Pacers are rebuilding. I really see a team. I really think Ricky Rubio, Colin Sexton, a first-round pick and a second-round pick. Tell me if I'm wrong here, guys. For Caris LeVert is worth it because the team's rebuilding. They get Colin Sexton for one more year next year and his restricted free agent. Like, they can sign him as a restricted free agent after next season if wanted, or extend him. And as a rebuilding team, they get a guard, like a guy who's already proven 20-point scorer, who's an undersized shooting guard, who could be good. And I think if you do Colin Sexton, Ricky Rubio, and maybe 2 first-round picks, easily. But if you do Ricky Rubio, Colin Sexton, a first and a second, I think that could win them over. I definitely think it's interesting, and it's a weird juxtaposition because I think the Cavaliers know that they have trade chips in Ricky Rubio and Colin Sexton, which Ricky Rubio attached with picks is going to actually get you a lot more than one would think. Besides that, Colin Sexton being injured kind of gives teams who are rebuilding an idea. They're like, hey, you can go get Colin Sexton, okay? But the thing is you won't have him for this season. He'll come back next year, hopefully by the start of the season, and he's a 20-point scorer. He'll give you about 3-4 assists a game, 40% three-point shooter. A good guy to be who could be a future sixth man of the year, or he's a good, on a team that's very much a defensive team. If they need a scoring punch, you could argue that Colin Sexton could be that guy for a team that needs it. One example would be that I doubt that would happen is, per se, let's put a hypothetical. Last year, if Colin Sexton had gotten injured, like if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. were, the Denver Nuggets would have loved Colin Sexton. Let's basically said that. I don't know why I was having such a hard time trying to put that together, but that was my thought. So, what would you guys do, or what would you guys give up for Caris LeVert? I think Caris LeVert's a great player, and I think there's another one that I saw where it sent Dennis Schroeder and Caris LeVert to the Cavaliers, Ed Davis and a first-round pick to the Celtics, and Ricky Rubio and a first and second-round pick to the Pacers. Now, I doubt that one would happen, and, I doubt. I really like the one that I put on the screen. I think that was the best one that potentially could be, so that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys were the Cleveland Cavaliers, what are you guys giving up for Caris LeVert? I think it's definitely interesting because, hey, Caris LeVert, he's fun, okay? Like, he's a fun player. He's good. He's got skill. And he's somebody that I definitely enjoy. Now, what is his value? Value is so hard to determine, especially when, we're fans. So, we don't really know, We're just here because we love basketball, and, yeah, so that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Caris LeVert, what would you give up? He's perfect. He's the perfect small forward for this team, shooting guard even, too. Multi-positional player. Good. And, if I was the Indiana Pacers, I would try to get him. So, hey, that's the video. If you made it to the end, I very much appreciate it. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Till next time, guys. Pup peace out. We also have dual monitors. So if you ever see me looking right here, it's because I'm actually looking at myself. Like, look at this. You can see it right there. Hey, I love this. I love having double monitors. I'm about to get a third one because I have this bad boy back here. All right.